So you get into the video production field, you get asked by a client to do a project, and you gratefully accept the opportunity. You go out there and suddenly you realize that it wasn't the situation, it wasn't what you signed up for. It was a terrible client experience. You might have even lost money during that experience and maybe even some emotional wear and tear on your body. If this sounds familiar, then you probably know the downsides of working with very bad clients, working with clients who don't respect the craft that you do, working with clients who don't understand all the work, energy, and effort it takes to make a high quality video. But in this video, I'm gonna show you how you can protect yourself in the future against bad clients or just bad experiences in general. And what I'm talking about is contracts, legal service agreements that are upfront about what you do, what the services are, and worst case scenario, if they want to end your contract or bail from the service, they need to pay up. So stick around. We are now on LawDepot.com, LawDepot.com. And what's great about this site is you can actually get a free trial for a week. So don't tell them, but I've created several accounts. I basically have just created an account, created a contract, canceled the account many times. I actually bought it officially because they saved me so many times and because I'm doing this video, and that cost around $100 for the whole year. You might be thinking that's kind of expensive, but in reality, it's more expensive when you don't protect yourself against bad clients and you end up losing a lot of money. So I think for the investment of $100, you'll be able to create multiple agreements. So don't just think business agreements, think contractor agreements, employment agreements, any sort of agreement or template, legal template for that matter, you can create it here. So keep that in mind if you were to pursue and buy the annual subscription of this, but let's get into it here. So I think the most basic agreement here, so let's just see if I type in like video production, what comes up. Most likely it'll probably be like some sort of service agreement, but what's cool about this is I can just search for something, complaint letter, purchase order, catering letter. All right, so you know what, let's just start off with a service agreement. Perfect. So we have a couple of templates here: cleaning, consulting, independent contractor, service agreement. I think service agreement would be a really good option here. So I haven't signed in here. What's cool is you can just kind of go straight into building it. So let's walk through this together here. So for a single job, for a fixed term, indefinitely. Let's say this is for a single job. Let's just say like a single video project here. What state? Obviously pretty straightforward. I'm in California, yada, yada, yada. What is the contractor being hired to do? So, as you're filling this out, I think it might even help you as far as like, one second. So as you're filling this out, this might even help you in your head be like, okay, like what exactly am I being hired to do? Because the whole point of an agreement is to be upfront about what is required from both parties, what service is required from the agency, the contractor, and what's required from a monetary perspective from the client, and then getting that on paper and having both parties sign. That's an agreement. That's bound by law. That's something that you cannot change once it's signed. And that's obviously why a lot of freelancers get burned. They do a lot of handshake agreements. They just take it by word, right? Just like this or that, just very verbal, even text message, right? And so get the details out on paper. And again, this is a good practice for anyone out there, either that's freelance or building out an agency. Like you really need to, from my experience, you really need to be clear on what you're doing, being clear on what you're required to do. So let's get into it. Customer testimonial video. And I'm even going to go as far as like a single customer testimony video. I'm not doing 5, I'm not doing 20, I'm not doing 400. I'm doing one single customer testimonial video. Obviously, as you can see here, I can add another service detail, but I'm just going to probably add some more details. So produce and edit a single customer testimonial video. Let's see how that goes. So who's providing the service? So that is obviously you as the agency or as the contractor. So in this case, I'm just going to put Elvira Media. I'm not going to add my address for security purposes, but we're just going to continue. Who is hiring the contractor? So let's just say ABC Company. And obviously, we won't need to add the address. We'll just keep rolling here. So we are doing a flat fee of $4,500. So let's say I already spoke with the client. It's going to take, actually this sounds kind of expensive. Let's do $4,500 sounds about right. This is just purely example. So we agreed, hey, this is going to take so-and-so hours to get my equipment out there, to record, to produce, to edit, and this is an amount that I've already discussed with the client and they've agreed on. So again, single customer testimonial video, $4,500 plus tax, of course. Now the next question here is, before any work starts, will the client pay a deposit? Yes, and you're going to pay at least $1,500. And again, this can either be something that you have in your terms or something that you've agreed upon with the client. Let's go ahead and hit save and continue. When will the contractor be paid? Let's say when the services are complete. So let's just say you put a down payment before the project starts. You get the rest once the video is done. The client will pay invoices within 30 days of receipt. Upon receipt, within a specific period, it's ultimately up to you. I usually do like 15 days, so net 15. And then again, if someone pays you late, what is your interest rate? I mean, you don't have to, right? But heck, I might put a 3% in here to protect me as the agency. If you don't want to pay me on time, that's fine. I'm going to add you a 3% surcharge. Put it in the contract. The beauty about a contract is that it's legally bound. Once they sign this, they have to legally. You have something that you can take to a court. God, hopefully you don't have to take it to a court. Hopefully you don't have to get to that level. But the bottom line is these are your terms. You work on your terms, so set them. Save and continue. Can either party end the contract early? This is a big one. I would most likely say no, again, because it protects you. Let's say you're doing a video project with a client and they ultimately say, hey, I don't like this. I don't want to work anymore. That's cool. This is going to protect you, and we'll go into a little bit more about like clauses at the end. Like, hey, if you want to end this early, you have to pay me the full amount, and getting that specifically on the contract. So no, you cannot end the contract early. This one is about expenses, work-related expenses. I think that's fair. Obviously, it's up to you and your job. Let's see. And then intellectual property, obviously with videos, any videos that we create for our clients, they are owned by our clients. So that seems pretty fair there. And will the contractor have a duty not to reveal confidential client information? I'm going to go and say, yes, that's fair. Do you want to include any additional information? So this is a clause. So this is something that you can add in addition to the agreement. So this might have to do with like a cancellation fee. So cancellation fee of 25% if project terminated after 24 hours of starting. Another one we might want to add is, if the half day rate passes 5 hours, it becomes a full day rate and will be charged accordingly. These are just examples here, but like these are things that we have to look out for as video agencies, is making sure that worst case scenario, we have our backs covered and we always have a buffer. So things that I might add here are cancellation clauses. What happens if someone, let's just say they push the shoot back. So you have all your equipment ready, and then suddenly they say, Mateo, I gotta move this till next week. Well, if you have that in the contract before you even start the project and they sign it, well, if you cancel it, we're going to charge you a 25% surcharge. So thinking ahead of like worst case scenario, again, those can be cancellation, rescheduling, anything that you might feel concerned about as worst case scenario in this project, add it in the clause. So these are some examples here. I'm just going to go ahead and hit save and continue. And when will this contract be signed? Obviously you can, this depends, but unsure just leaves it blank. You can fill it in manually, hit save and continue. And just like that, you can see here that we've in 10 minutes created a general service agreement. And as you can go through it here, it can clearly talk about produce and edit a single customer testimonial video. A deposit of $1,500 will be required. You will have 15 days to pay the agency/contract. All expenses must be approved by the client. And as you can see here, our additional clauses are embedded in the contract. A cancellation of 25% is charged if the project is terminated after 24 hours of starting. Also a sub note about our half day rate. So as you can see here, if we get our client to review this, not only does it protect us for worst case scenario, but it's showing that we're serious, we're professional. And at the end of the day, any business that's doing business with another organization/business, they usually have a contract. So don't be lazy. Don't put this aside. Protect yourself, protect your business, protect your asset, protect your time, protect your equipment, protect everything. The only way that you're really going to protect yourself is if you have a contract. I hope you found this video helpful. Again, unfortunately, there's a lot of shady people out there that you can't control. They're going to want to take advantage of you. They're going to want to squeeze every ounce of energy, money out of your creative services. And if there's anything that you can take out of this video is, in 5 to 15, 20 minutes, you can set up a very comprehensive, very professionally looking service agreement that you can just send over to your clients. Test how serious they are. Show them that you mean business. Show them that you are professional. And the most important part is you're covering your ass at the end of the day, that yes, if anything happens during your project where they want you to do more work or less work, you always default to the terms that you agreed upon that are in the written contract that both you and your client sign. There's no stronger agreement than on paper. If you found this video helpful, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to cover your arse out there. You are a creative individual. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people that take advantage of creative individuals, but as long as you have something in writing, you should be good to go. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.